When I was a kid, and I mean like 2 or 3 years ago, I used to compete with my friends to see who had the best desk. Now, this was an unspoken competition. We didn't really talk about it, but the back and forth Snapchats, the back and forth WhatsApp messages, Instagram stories definitely solidified what the deal was. Ever since I started working and getting a little bit of income, I spent most of my money making a nice desk. I started from humble beginnings. Like, this was my first desk ever, right? All I wanted to do was have a nice desk. I went from this to this. I mean, look, this is a dream developer desk, a dream setup for some. Like, from the outside, I just wanted a nice work environment. I wanted a sick, clean, minimalistic environment. Stupid me didn't think Stupid me thought minimalistic meant three monitors, one 32-inch monitors and two 27-inch monitors on the side. I mean, what the fuck, bro? How much code are you actually going to code? And spoiler alert, I never even I never even used those monitors to code. But internally, all I wanted to do was impress the people around me. I was keeping up with the Joneses. I just wanted to have the sexiest desk around because I was insecure with myself. But then one day, after having the most sexiest desk setup in the world, I realized that I was wasting a lot of money on this. I was getting distracted by this. I had to maintain so much more equipment, clean it, make sure it didn't break. The amount of distractions just skyrocketed. And that had a personal effect on me. Look, you can see this chart of the more monitors I added, the more obese I got. Now, I don't know if this is bro science or not, but goddamn, coincidence? I think not. So I realized, right, the more I spent money on this, the less happiness I got. The more distracted I got. The more busy I was cleaning this shit up. I bought it in the first place to have a better environment, to have a more conductive environment, a more productive environment. So I decided something. I made a plan for myself to get rid of everything. I literally took all of the monitors one by one, except for one monitor. Get back to that. I put everything in storage, literally everything, clean desk, just one fucking plant. One, just, for vibes, right? One plant and one monitor. I even closed my laptop down and I put it in the corner. And I just connected it via HDMI. Ultimate Zen focus. And I've been doing that ever since. If you haven't ever tried Zen mode before on an IDE, I would really recommend it. Just click Command Shift P on VS Code if you're using Mac, and then just type in Zen mode. I promise you, you will never ever go back again if you have the choice. Zen mode is excellent if you want to be productive. After a while of using it, obviously I missed having that, that ability to just put windows, like have many windows open at the same time. Sometimes you need it, right? But I found that eventually I became a more focused individual. I was able to concentrate on one task at a time. I was able to focus on one task at a time, which really I would rather be that one person who focuses diligently on one task than be one of those developers that has multiple windows open, like fucking 60 Chrome tabs. You know what I'm talking about, right? As a developer, you don't need more than one monitor. Genuinely, anybody who has multiple monitors is coping. I mean, it's a nice to have, but what are you really doing? You are breaking your focus, death by 1,000 cuts. Every time you break focus, and you have, for example, Google Chrome open on the other monitor, you have YouTube or Facebook or some shit. First of all, shut that shit down. That shit's not gonna help you be more productive whatsoever. But what if you had, let's imagine that for a second. Every time you take your focus off of the task that you have at hand, you are literally breaking your concentration. Obviously, right? Common sense. But where the real issue lies is that people think that just taking 3 seconds to look at their Facebook feed or their Twitter feed or whatever and coming back doesn't mean they've lost 3 seconds of productivity. No. It takes your brain a while to get used to the problem again. And most people don't want to admit this, but genuinely try it. Block out an hour of your time and work on one problem. 1 hour, no distractions. It's so impossible for people these days with shorts, with watching shorts and short form content. But that shit is life changing. I urge you to do it. Don't be like those developers that get fucking distracted every 2 minutes. And at the end of the day, all they have done is updated a function, updated an endpoint, added 3 test cases. That's like their day's work. Fuck that shit. Every time I did that as a developer, I felt ashamed of myself. I couldn't live with myself. And that reminds me, like those TC and GTFO developers on teamblind.com, right? Those lazy, unproductive developers, those programmers, right? Those people that get paid 6 figures, they're lazy. They care what other people think. I mean, obviously we're human. We depend on each other's interactions. But at that level where it gets toxic, where it gets bureaucratic, where you have to keep up with the neighbors, as it were, is that the person you want to become? Just because your friend or your colleague got a nice Bluetooth keyboard or like one of those like mechanical keyboards doesn't mean you need to have a mechanical keyboard as well. A simple keyboard will do. Now, this rabbit hole of materialism versus spiritualism and like detachment, that's a very big rabbit hole. I don't want to talk about it in this video, but understand that you don't need those things. You don't need 3 monitors to be productive. That's a big cope. I mean, at most, as a developer, you need a rubber ducky to talk to. That's it. Or a plant if you're environmentally conscious. If you want oxygen. Our imperative, our prerogative as developers is to create robust tools, robust ecosystems. Not to show off our desks. The fuck is that, man? Look at my RGB lights. Listen, we are developers that care about our creations over our aesthetic, over our desk aesthetic. What the fuck is that, man? We don't succumb to death by 1,000 cuts. We stay focused. We don't get distracted by a million things at the same time. We need to remain calm, collected, and visionary-like, ambitious. Just look at Twitter. When Musk came into Twitter, I don't know if you care about that or not, but fact is, he's still running Twitter with 20% of the engineers that they had. 80% of those developers were fucking useless. Do you want to be like those developers, or do you want to be a developer that cares about the product that he creates, who is not distracted by external factors, like a nice desk setup? Function over looks, man. If something helps you function better, get it. If something just looks better, really consider it if you aren't in a position to afford that loss. I'm not talking about monetarily, like directly via income. I'm talking about productivity, focus, because focus is what brings us success. If you want to join like-minded, focused developers who want to become visionary and ambitious and charming so that AI doesn't replace them, click the link below in the Discord. Join us. Join our clan. We would love to have you there. All right? Stay away if you're like a TC or GTFO developer. Fuck you. Bye. Love you. Take care. Oh, wait. Just kidding. Join if you want to change your life. Life is a gift given by the gods to make a proper use of it. All right? Take it easy. Love you. Take care.